So your factory component speakers are blown or they just don't sound very good. Hey, we've got a solution for you, the KICKER CSS component series. These speakers are available in a 6.5, 6 3/4, 6x8, and 6x9 component series. They're going to fit your stock locations, are not going to require a large external amplifier, and are going to be very simple to put in. Let's look and see what makes these speakers so awesome and such a great value. The first speaker in this component set we want to examine closely is the Midrange. If you notice, it's got this awesome metal grill. This metal grill is going to protect this speaker if you do not mount it behind a factory door panel. Underneath that speaker grill is going to be a polypropylene mid-range cone. The polypropylene is going to be an extremely lightweight but very durable material to ensure this speaker is going to have great sound and performance that'll last for many years. Bordering that mid-range is this UV treated rib surround. The ribs are there to reduce distortion, and the UV treating will ensure that this speaker will last for many years to come, even in direct sunlight. If we notice the mounting surface of the speaker, there's several different holes drilled in the outer perimeter of the speaker. That's to ensure that it's going to fit in any application that requires a 6.5-inch round speaker. If we look at the back side of the speaker, you're going to notice it's extremely shallow. There are two terminals for connections. There's a 0.187 positive terminal and a 0.110 negative terminal. You'll also notice this powder-coated stamped steel basket that's going to resist corrosion for many years to come. The 3/4-inch tweeter that comes with this set is extremely efficient and lightweight. It's going to sound awesome. It's got a very specific connector that will only plug into the crossover in one orientation, therefore you know it's not going to be wired out of polarity with the other speakers. It comes with this flush mount trim ring, an angle mount trim ring, a shallow mount tweeter nut, a deep mount tweeter nut for mounting it on thicker surfaces such as MDF or plywood, and you get this awesome little tweeter pod. This pod is designed to mount on a flat surface, so you can mount this tweeter on the dash, on the door panel, or on the A-pillar to angle that tweeter exactly where you want it for proper sound and imaging, even if you don't want to cut a hole in your door or your dash. This is the passive crossover that comes with the component series. The crossover does a couple different things. It divides the high and low frequencies up between the mid-range and tweeter to ensure you do not damage one of the speakers and they sound correct. It also has protection built in for the tweeter to ensure that you do not launch the voice coil of the tweeter should you get a little carried away with the volume control. The other thing it does is give you some adjustment for the output of the tweeter. You have a 0 dB setting, which gives you the least amount of high frequencies. If you want a little bit more, go ahead and select +3. And if you really want a lot of high frequencies, go ahead and set that to +6. Connections are very simple. You have a solid gray positive wire and a gray with black stripe for the negative wire. Connect these to your factory harness, observing its proper polarity. Two speaker connections are also very simple. The tweeter has bullet connectors with a male and a female end to ensure they're not connected out of polarity, and the mid-range uses spade terminals. We use spade terminals and bullet terminals to ensure you do not connect the tweeter to the mid-range output and the mid-range to the tweeter output, because that would really affect your sound quality. Everything you need to connect and mount your CSS component speakers is included in the box. You get 4 butt connectors to connect the crossovers to the factory wiring harness. You get the speaker mid-range screws, which are going to allow you to mount the mid-range to the door panel. And if the holes are not snug, we give you these speed clips to reinforce the hole to make sure it has a tight fit. You have 4 smaller screws for mounting the crossover and 4 very small screws for mounting the tweeter pod to the door, dash, or A-pillar. This is all the hardware and connections you will need to ensure your speakers are properly mounted and properly connected to your stock electrical system. You have just seen what makes the KICKER CSS component speakers such an excellent value. They fit, they sound great, they're affordable, and they're easy to install. Make sure you check out your local authorized KICKER retailer either in person or online when you decide to purchase your next set of component speakers. I think you're going to love the KICKER CSS series of speakers.